Hi beautiful, it's your girl Tajanel Chinyere and I'm coming back with another video. This video is going to be very different. We're going to have a little girl talk. We're going to be chatting about certain things that have changed within my perspective over my 20s. I'm currently 29, so a lot has changed. I would love to hear from you guys as well, your perspective throughout this discussion. I'm also going to be doing my makeup. I think it turned out really cute. But if you are not subscribed just yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, join the family, and yeah, let's get this video started. Today we're going to be doing a girl chat, girl talk. I've been feeling like I've been wanting to do this for a while, so I'm so glad that I can share with you guys some of my viewpoints, perspective, but not only that, I want to hear from you guys too in the comments if you agree, disagree, you know, how life has changed for you. So the topic today is going to be what viewpoints or perspectives have changed in my 20s. And you know, it can be you're in your 30s, it could be you're in your 40s, younger than 20s, it doesn't matter. But I just, you know, I want to share it with you guys while I do my makeup. So I'm going to start with my brow. I'm using precisely my brow pencil by Benefit Cosmetics and then Jesus Adiola brow soap. This is a different angle, so I'm trying to make sure y'all can see everything. But either way, so to get this started, limitations on age has definitely changed while in my 20s. I think that like when I was younger, my early 20s, I really was like ambitious and just, I didn't put a limit to myself. Like I was just really like, I can do whatever I want to do right now. And then for some reason, like mid 20s, that junk came out of nowhere. It just started changing where I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm not on track or something. And I don't know where that comes from. I don't know why that happens. I don't know if that's happened to you guys, but now that I'm in my late 20s, I'm realizing, girl, you are just starting, like literally. So that has definitely changed a whole lot, because to be honest, I feel like in your early 20s, you have a lot of energy, you have a lot of ambition, a lot of passion and things like that, but sometimes you don't necessarily know who you are. And as you get older, and this is what I think happened to me as I got older, I just started doubting certain things because it wasn't happening during the time that I wanted it to happen. But doubt has played a really big part in my life when it comes to certain things. So, but yeah, that has totally changed. I feel limitless now. Like I feel way more motivated. Y'all know I'm 29, I'm pregnant with my second child, I'm married, and for a lot of people, that's where they want to be. It's like they're 29 or they're 30 or they're 31 and they're just like, I'm not married, I don't have any kids yet. And I feel like the world is changing with that perspective anyway, but even career-wise, you know, like where you want it to be, a lot of us, I feel like we put a lot of pressure on ourselves instead of just being in the moment. And that's another thing, we're gonna get to that, but instead of, you know, focusing and being able to do what we need to do, whatever age that is, we instead like overthink and then nothing gets done. So what is the point? Now I'm just going over my brows. And I'm sorry y'all, I cannot talk while I'm doing my brows. It's just gonna take forever if I keep talking. So I'm just gonna let y'all watch this part. Now I'm just going to use NARS Soft Matte Concealer and I'm just going to carve out my brows using the shade Amande or Amande. Okay, now I'm just going to go in with Eye Prep Eye Prime by Juvia's Place, their eye primer in the shade 1, and I'm just going to put that all over my lids. I about dropped it. Lord. I just want something to be brighter underneath. spread it out. And we're not gonna do anything too crazy today. I'm just gonna go in with my Be Perfect Carnival palette and use some neutral colors, and we're just gonna keep on with this discussion, cause, okay. Okay, so the next topic I wanna get into is dating versus courting. My viewpoints on that has changed tremendously. Like, obviously, I'm somewhat limited just because I'm not in the dating world anymore, but I feel like not a lot has changed, and if I could change the way I dated, I would have. So how my viewpoint has changed is, I feel like now it's somewhat, I don't know, it's like a game. What, not now, I feel like it's always been just this game, and obviously to each his own. I feel like this is how I look at it now. When you're dating, I feel like there's always this temptation of sex or like money or something else involved that just like distracts the purpose of what dating is. And in my perspective, I feel like people are really deep down inside, they want to be married. And that's why my whole viewpoint of it is like just changed. Because I believe once people really understand that, then things will be better. I feel like, yeah, there's plenty of people out there, but who, like, literally, who really wants to go back and forth, start over, kind of put on this facade, or somebody else is putting on a facade that's just like not them, not their true selves. Now I believe it's better to like know somebody in all 4 seasons and all like types of situations, and that can help you to better choose who your spouse should be or who you want your partner to be. And friendship to me is best. Typically that's a lot of people's perspective, is they want something long-term, they want something real. And the first 2 weeks to like 6 months, sometimes to even a year, the person is not being like their true self. And I think it's because of the pressure of trying to make sure that that person only sees them during, you know, high moments, celebratory moments, whatever. Obviously you want somebody to stick around during those times, you know, where you're not yourself or whatever. But don't you feel like the pressure is off when you're friends? You know, like, I've had plenty of guy friends and they've seen me through so many different seasons. And if I would have like taken that to the dating world, so like if I was attracted to a guy and let's just be friends and see how that goes, all of a sudden y'all can go on dates, right? Just like you would with your friends, and there's no pressure about who's paying for popcorn, who's paying for the movie, who's paying for dinner. It's kind of like the pressure is off, but you also get to see how the person gives, if they're the type of person who doesn't open the door. You know, it's just like little things that you want to see, they can freely do. I really am upset that a lot of us, especially as women, but just as a people, we're getting hurt for no reason. And it's, to me, because that's not the way God designed it. Like, I don't feel like God wanted you to, or wanted us to obviously have sex before marriage because of so many different reasons. But even living together, like, I just don't think that's what he wants. And there's obvious reasons for that. And, you know, I feel like the ultimate reason is you're gonna get hurt in the end. And you're gonna end up either settling for something that you don't want, or you're gonna feel like you've wasted your time. And you know you have to get out of the relationship and then start over. And it's just, it's a lot. So please let me know down below what your take is on this. I would love to see the comments blow up about this, and y'all share it or whatever. But okay, so we're gonna move on. Something else that has changed majorly for me is the topic of money. That has changed. Like, I take money so seriously now. When I was younger, I feel like all I knew was to save, and that was just my mindset. But also I've always wanted money in order to like do something for my family. So like, that's still like a dream of mine, I guess you could say, is you know, to like give a big wad of money to my family, or pay off my sister's student loan, or, you know, just do something big with it. And now I understand it takes so much more than just making money and then doing whatever. But money is so different because obviously I have a family, but also just the benefits that you can get from being a good steward over your money, and also honoring God with my money. That has changed so much. Like, I remember before, I was just like, okay, you know, I know I gotta give 10%, and it was kind of like a if it happens, it happens type of thing. And that was okay for me during that time with my walk with Christ. But now I'm just, it's so funny because even my viewpoint on God and our relationship has changed. And I just feel like God, he is God. He don't, like, it's not about whether or not I should do it. It's like, no, that's his. Like, that is definitely his, and I owe him. And that's not something negotiable, you know what I'm saying? So I've also learned that I get so much more that money can't buy if I honor God. And that goes a long way. Some people probably still don't understand what I'm talking about. But health, you know, obviously some people, you can buy something health-wise with money. You know, there's resources. A lot of people don't know a lot of things, or can't afford certain things on a day-to-day because of money. But, you know, just the discipline, and then me being obedient. Obedience has taken me so far, like getting my passport very last minute. I paid expedite, but was it a sure thing that it was gonna come? No, money can't buy that. Me, like having COVID, money can't buy for, you know, somebody to keep me alive or for my body to function. You know, this house, it breaks down whenever it wants to, and money can't really buy that. I mean, it can, and that's what I'm saying, like, there's a balance. But this is why I would rather give my 10% to God and let him stretch it, so that whatever, because, excuse me, the other thing is, there are seasons where you are lacking in money and God still comes through. And so that's like really what I mean. Like, there have been so many different things that have happened that have just shown me that God is just, he's faithful with whatever you bring him. And there have been times where Josh and I didn't have, and I'll be like, we need to still give, we need to still tithe, like we have to do that, because if we don't, we will be worse off. And I've been a witness of that even before Josh and I were married. So it's just, you know, my viewpoint on money is very different. I find it beneficial still, but it's not like end all be all to me, like it used to be, I guess. And yeah, I really want to be more of a giver, and I feel like I am more of a giver. I feel like that's, I guess, easier for me. I've always kind of been that way anyway, but I want to be known for that as well. And not known as in, you know, the people that be taking pictures when they give to somebody or whatever. I just want people to know that when they see me, they can expect something. And it doesn't always have to concern money, but they can expect something beautiful, something good, you know, something that God would want me to give. So yeah, so that's kind of my viewpoint on money. And I'm using Il Maquillage's Black Card liquid liner, and I've already kind of started. Definitely can't talk during this moment, so we will be back in a second. Just give your girl some time. Okay, so the next topic is providing my ideal lifestyle or environment for myself without waiting for my man or a man, depending on if you're single, engaged, married, what have you. That has changed a lot. I just feel like now I have so many dreams, and I am being very detailed in trying to discipline myself on what that looks like. I mean, down to even my environment. Like, I want to come into my home and I want to feel peace, I want to feel inspired, I want to feel love, and when I walk in, I want to see that. And you know, I want everything to be organized and things like that. And so there's things that I have to do to make sure that that happens if I want that every single day. Because I feel like the space that you're in does help that come to life. So, you know, if I believe I'm a billionaire, there's certain things I have to do in order to get there. And billionaires, they make money. They don't just wait till the money comes. Like, they are actively doing certain things. And yeah, so like that has definitely changed for me. I'm gonna use my CoverGirl mascaras. This is the duo. I always use these two. So I'm gonna go on with the primer first and then go on after that. Now I'm applying my Milk Hydro Grip Primer to my face. Still use this. Obviously it's getting old, y'all. Like, it's crazy. And I'm going to use my lovely LYS foundation. This is my go-to. I love this. I think I need to get another shade. But we're actually about to go into spring, so it is what it is. And then I'm just gonna go in with the NARS again and just kind of highlight, but it's gonna be very natural, very much my skin tone. We're gonna take this and we're gonna put it like as a highlighter. This is going to be hilarious. Wow. I hope this works out. And then the fact that it blends in really well with, you know, the rest of my foundation and stuff, it's not bad. It's not bad. Okay, let's contour. Let's see what happens. While I'm contouring, let's talk about the next topic that has changed in my 20s, and that is red flags. Y'all. I feel like it's not just me. I feel like younger Tay was very forgiving, very optimistic when it came to, you know, what people would do or say or how they would be in front of me. And, you know, I had a lot of hope that, in their potential. And it, girl, that has changed. Like, I am definitely that. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. I am one of those people, okay? Because I don't have time. I really don't. I feel like I'm still very forgiving. I feel like God has taken me in my own way through this roller coaster of what forgiveness is. I've witnessed so many different types of people, y'all, like that, and even people that were close to me, like I didn't expect, you know, for certain things to happen. And it did, and God has shown me, you know, they still deserve forgiveness too, because you ain't no better. But red flags, especially when it comes to relationships, that has changed a lot. And obviously, y'all, I'm married now, but still, like, you know, even in my marriage, like, my husband, he can still show some red flags sometimes. And I'm like, we need to talk about that. But dating wise, you know, there's nothing to talk about. Especially if that's like they're showing you that's who they are. Girl, you will feel a red flag and you will think, oh, that's childish, or you know, that's, you know, that might just, I don't know, that just might just be a bad day. They might, and you give them the excuse. It's like you didn't even ask. You didn't ask, anything, you just assume and you see, you know, I don't even know what we be seeing. That's the thing. Some of these people don't even have a big heart, but we swear up and down they have a big heart or they're a good person or whatever. And it's just not true. And it's funny, I remember being with certain guys and their friends would come around, or you know, they would introduce me to their family and they would blatantly say, oh my gosh, like, girl, you with him? And that's a red flag. Yeah, so red flags, like, obviously I've taken them very serious, even when Josh and I were dating. If something were to come up, like I remember one time Josh went off on me about something. Any other time I would have probably, you know, got heated with him and just, but you know, things happen and I let it happen. And he actually immediately called me back and was just like, oh, I'm so sorry, I don't even know what came up with me, why that happened. I was like, but see, that's a red flag for me. And we talked about what happened, why, you know, those things were going on, and how I told him I wasn't gonna put up with certain things. And I mean, throughout me and Josh's process of dating and courting, there was just a few things that I was just like, absolutely not, nope. And if that comes up now, you know, it's still the same. Like I just address it and I'm like, I'm sorry, sir, you have to go to God about this, cause no. But yeah, red flags, girl, like tell me some stories. I really want y'all to tell me some tea. You know, early 20s, that was just, red flags were just kind of like, oh, okay. Like we could still play around, we could stay hang around, you know, blah, blah, blah. Say, like if I was out on the streets today, oh baby, I'll probably still be single till I was like probably 32, to be honest. But God is a good God, so he knew I could not stay on that market long, because Lord have mercy. And now I'm gonna go on with my one size. Love this powder. I don't know what is going on with my insides right now. It is like going crazy, but love this powder. So typically with this, I like use this cat look claw brush, and I press it into under my eyes, and then I just sweep like that. It's very straight to the point, you know. Y'all, still haven't found a bronzer. Same old stuff. We just gonna fast forward this part, because obviously, like, this is the Milk Hydro Grip Setting Spray. Yeah, refresh spray. Now we're getting into lippies, and y'all, I still don't have a liner. This is usually my go-to, and I just line my lips with black liner, which is just what I've had. What I have on standby. I think I want a mole. I always get like this like every so often. I am going to apply these lashes. Yeah, we can finish off the discussion. So the last topic that I want to talk about is pretty much time and the things that we put into that. I do not remember who said this, but it was genius, and it changed my perspective. And it changed my perspective of time so greatly. But they were like, you literally could be very young right now, but that's only relevant to when you will die. So like, you could be young, like let's say you're 30 and you don't die till you're 80. You're stupid young, right? Or you could be so old, right? And you wouldn't know. Again, you're 30 and you die at 31. You don't know either of these things. And it hit me in that way because I'm always this person that even when it comes to money, a lot of people, I don't know, they're chasing certain things, and they never got to stop and just see, you know, be in the present, be in the moment. Do all you can now, love on everybody you can now. And I always put it into perspective of, if somebody gave you $1 million at the age of 25 versus 55, the joy or the accomplishment or whatever that you would feel, would it be any different? And to me, I don't think it would be. I don't think there would be a huge difference. What you would do with the money, maybe there's a huge difference, but either way, the projectile of your life could change. It's like if somebody gave you $1 million or $1 billion at any point in your life, it could change in that moment. And so to me, that's how I look at the value of time. You know, you don't know, you just don't know. And a lot of times some people overthink time, like they think, you know, there's not enough time and they're not getting anything done, and they just can't be present because they're always worried about the future. And then there's people who, you know, they're just lazy, they're chilling, they're not making anything of their time at all, and they just think they have all the time in the world. And I feel like there's a balance, and I'm starting to learn that balance. And I think I'm really good on the opposite end, not so lazy, but I give myself a lot of grace, but also just knowing to be disciplined in certain things, and habits are really good about how to discipline you. And yeah, so like anything concerning family, anything dealing with my priorities, you know, I give myself grace, and I'm just like, sometimes I'm really calm and I'm like, no, I'm gonna enjoy being with my husband today, or no, I'm gonna enjoy this moment with JJ, even though in 20 minutes I have to do something else. I'm gonna soak that up, and I'm going to create an environment that he will remember forever, that I'll remember forever, or, you know, whatever. I just take advantage of the present, and it's so much more of a gift now than earlier in my 20s, whereas, I don't know, it just seemed like time was all over the place. Like, I didn't have a grip on time. It was just, I don't know. Like, I will say I was focused, because during that time I was in school and I was running track and stuff, so I really was focused. But time was, y'all, it was just a hot mess. It really was. My perspective on time was just all over the place. Okay guys, so like this is pretty much the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if y'all want a part 2 of this discussion. I think it's something great to talk about, especially in the woman community, in the African American community, all over. I think everybody, we should just be talking about this more, and giving each other a better perspective of how to move better, especially because I am 23 weeks today. Baby girl is still baking inside, so I'm very grateful for that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch y'all in my next video. Bye.